Hey everybody, welcome back to APEA Dog Grooming. Today we are grooming this very cute and funny looking dog, and his name is Rufus. My gosh, look at those ears. They stand up straight up. Just really cute. So Rufus actually is a senior dog and has seizures. The owner says that he has had them throughout all his life, and the vet has gotten them under control-ish up to where he only has them once every 2 weeks approximately, which she says that it's is an accomplishment for them because he used to have them all the time, and it was really quite scary for them both. So it still is a lot. I can't imagine what that must be like to see your dog go through that, but at least they are on a plan right now that it's working. Not ideally, but I'm not a vet, so I really don't know anything about dog seizures. I don't know what causes them or how they even are. I've never had a dog seize on my table, or my own dogs haven't had any seizures, so I don't know what that would look like, but I can imagine that can be very scary. So anyways, the owner was very happy with the progress that he's making, and even though for you and me to hear that a dog has had seizures every 2 weeks is an accomplishment for them, so I can't imagine what their life was like before that. So anyways, she said that she has found out that he has them over emotional problems. That's what she called them anyway, emotional issues. I really don't know. I don't want to sound ignorant, but that's what the owner told me, and since I'm not a vet, I don't know otherwise. So she said that, try to keep him as calm as possible, and if he does have one, to call her, and she knew exactly what to do. So yeah, she just said if he has one, just hold him, don't let him fall, don't let him hit his head or anything. Just make sure he is always attended, always under your supervision. Never leave him alone. And I was really scared, actually. I was quite frightened that he might just have an episode right there in my grooming table. So just keep calm. I did put on some music, some relaxing music. I put in the diffuser with some essential oils used for calming, and I tried to do everything that I could, try to talk him the whole way through the groom, making sure that he was okay. And as well, this is my first groom with him, so I did have to muzzle him, but he really didn't mind the muzzle. I can tell he's pretty used to being groomed. He was very still, he wasn't hesitant on the machine. He's overall well taken care of, I can tell. He's not, perfectly brushed out, but I wouldn't want to brush him either if he had, a fit, and then there was a possibility of him having a seizure because of that fit. So, anyways, the owner wanted some kind of like dragon slash dinosaur things on his back, just carved in with some clipping and scissoring, which was okay. It was my first time doing that. I've never done that before. It was quite interesting to see how that was actually made. I've never done any kind of like sculpting or anything on a dog, which kind of got me interested a little bit. But it takes a lot of work, it takes a lot of scissoring, especially, and I'm not the greatest with scissors, so maybe I'll try that on my own dog in the summer, because right now I really don't want to cut his coat. He's nice and, fluffy right now for the winter. So I'm cutting off all of his coat with a number 7 FC, just all over the body except the back is where she wants those like little peaks. So the owner was actually looking for a groomer like me that doesn't, have a bunch of other dogs that would stress him out. And I'm quite happy with the way the groom went because he didn't seize at all, which is always a plus. And yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with other groomers having other dogs, but in this particular case, it was very helpful, and it was something she was looking for. A grooming shop where the stress level of the dog is lessened, sorry, by the presence of other dogs. There are a lot of other groomers who, have multiple dogs at the same time, and a lot of shops work like that. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just um, something I do not prefer, and evidently the owner prefers it that way too. So I work by appointment only, and I work with that one dog at a time, and that way, there's less noise, there's less stress for me and the dog as well, because you also can get stressed out by having a dog, whining in the back. So I did switch out my blade for a number 10, and now I'm just clearing out, you know, the inner corner of the eyes, a little bit down the muzzle, and cleaning out the under the ears. I always like to clip under the ear leather, make sure that, you know, those ears stay nice and dry, nice and ventilated. But in his case, I'm pretty sure they are really well ventilated since they stand up straight up from his head. So yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do his sanitary trim while I have that number 10 on there. There are some groomers who do the sanitary trim before the bath, and then there are some who do after the bath. I usually do it after the blow dry. That way, you know, while his face is drying, or, you know, I have the dryer on, I'm working at his sanitary trim. But in his case, I don't want him to be too long under the dryer, and so I'm taking off as much hair as I can so that he stays less time under the dryer. Because, well, you know, it's not, the dogs really don't like getting dry. It's not their favorite. It's pretty scary to them. So I'm just trying to get everything as much as I can off of him before the bath. And I do shave the armpits because, well, they get really matted if you don't shave them, especially if the owner doesn't bring them in every, you know, month or two. So yeah, again with the number 10, going under the belly and his private area. Use a light hand when doing sanitary trims. You can clip or burn a dog because of a too heavy hand, especially if you are grooming your own pet. Make sure you use a very light touch, and always make sure to use a number 10. Never use a number 7 FC blade because, like I've explained in, I think, all my videos at this point, the 7F blade is it's more dangerous than a number 10 because the teeth are more far apart from each other than a number 10. So it's more likely to catch or nick the dog with a number 7. Alrighty, so now for the bath, we are using our shampoo spray nozzle again, and I really like it. It's pretty helpful with small dogs. I wouldn't use it on a bigger dog because, well, it uses up quite a bit of shampoo. There is a dial on the nozzle where you can decide if you want it to, you know, release a lot of shampoo or release a little bit of shampoo. But, you know, most of them come in pretty dirty, so you do have to release a lot of shampoo while bathing them. But it's really helpful. It saves a little bit of time, I guess. And it just makes sure that you are always, it just makes sure that you're always bathing the dog with nice clean shampoo and water, diluted shampoo, sorry, instead of those recirculating systems. I wouldn't prefer that because, well, why would you want to put over and over the same dirty shampoo on the dog you're trying to get clean? So we are going to give him a nice rub in the tub with this rubber brush. It's actually used for de-shedding a dog, but you know, you can also use it in the tub. Just gives them a nicer, cleaner, because it really gets right up into the skin. So just make sure he's nice and clean. So I wouldn't use a brush like this, a rubber brush, with a long-haired dog, because you can tangle the coat even more by, you know, just rubbing it. So, but it, you know, it's good for him. I've practically shaved him down, so just make sure he's nice and clean, and make sure to wash his paws, and then we are going to rinse. Don't forget to always rinse out thoroughly your dog before drying him, because you never want to leave soap in their skin or their fur, because it can actually be really itchy. I mean, couldn't you imagine if you didn't rinse well enough your shampoo in your hair and then go out in the sun? It'd probably be a lot itchy, and you know, if you scratch at it and keep scratching at it, you can irritate the skin. So make sure you rinse thoroughly, never leaving product in their hair. Alright, so now it's time to blow dry, and I always use ear protection when blow drying because you're always listening to that blow dryer and it's so close to your face and your ears, and it just can't be healthy to be listening to such a high decibel of noise all the time, all day long. So make sure you do that. And I'm putting in some cotton balls in his ears just to muffle out the sound a little bit and take care of any water that got in there by accident. And, just trying to minimize the stress. I know you guys are probably like, oh, well, if you want to minimize the stress, why are you using a muzzle? But, after the incident that happened with, getting bitten on a new customer, I will not be taking the same risk because it really took a toll on my health and as well obviously on my work because I couldn't work for a couple of weeks because of it. So, I know not every dog is the same, but I really don't want to go through that again. It was pretty scary. And yeah, I just don't want to I don't want to put myself in that same situation. So now that I have him where I want him and he's getting dried with the hand dryer, I'm going to hook him up so that I can cut his nails. And he actually didn't have really long nails. I was just tipping them, make sure that he wasn't scratching his owners. And yeah, he did really well on the nail part. On the whole groom, basically, he did really well. He wasn't, resisting anything. Alright, so I skipped up to where we're almost dry. We're still blow drying, and I'm using the slicker brush on him just to, poof up all of that middle hair mohawk thingamabob, and that runs down his back. And doing his face, make sure it's nice and dry. So when cutting nails, I always like to keep on hand the quick stop just in case I nick the nail. And I like to just leave it on standby, I guess, just in case I need it and I don't have to scramble about in my drawer to find it and, have a little panic attack of where is it? So now we're just combing through the hair. A comb will always tell you if you have correctly brushed out your dog. It will snag on the tiniest of little knots or tangles, so that way you know if you've done a well enough job of brushing. And yeah, so he looks pretty funny right now, but trust me, he'll look even funnier once we're done. So now I'm just finishing up that sanitary trim we started earlier, and I am just clipping in between the paw pads. Make sure you get, if he has any mats in there, make sure you get those because, it can be quite uncomfortable walking on mats. So this channel is almost up to 1,000 subscribers. I just want to say thank you in advance. We're not quite there yet, but I know we'll make it. And I want to thank each and every one of you for supporting my channel and leaving your comments. I haven't responded lately, but I read all of them. Just know that. And once I get enough people who are actually interested in what I have to say and all of that, I'll make a Q&A video, so that all your questions can be answered. Some I will not answer because, well, they're part of my private life, and this is just a dog grooming channel. It's not a vlogging channel or anything like that. And yeah, so thank you so much for supporting me. I really appreciate it. There are a lot of dog grooming videos and channels out there, and I really appreciate you watching mine. I know for a fact that I don't agree with every grooming channel out there. There's not just one channel or two channels that I don't agree with. There's a lot of them, but either way, they still are in the dog grooming industry, and I really appreciate you taking the time and watching my videos and hearing what I have to say, and commenting on the situations I've been in, because I can only speak for the grooming sessions I'm doing. I can't speak for everybody else, but I can speak for myself. And just to know that many of you support that is really nice. It's really kind. So I know I've already done a sanitary trim before the bath, but I like to, I'm not a perfectionist because I'm not perfect in any way, but I just like to get as much as I can off that I know that will be, detrimental in the future. Like if I missed a little mat here and there, I will certainly get it after the blow dry, because, well, the next time I see him, it's only going to be worse. So this way I can prevent that. Alrighty, so we've already taken out the cotton balls that I put in before the blow dry, to muffle out the sound. And I did leave some cotton balls inside this other dog, and it was really no big deal, but the owners made a really big deal out of it. I actually put it in there to prevent water from getting in his ear, while I was bathing him. And at the end of the groom, I forgot to take them out, and the owner made such a big fuss about it. And yeah, so I'm really careful now with making sure to take out anything that I've put in there. Alright, so now we are just reclipping the body. I'm probably going to skip this part because we're already half an hour into the video and we've not gotten onto the sculpting part of it, so I'll see you then. So before we get there, I just wanted to show you how I rounded off his mohawk, so it looks a little more cohesive and connected. Everything needs to look, balanced and not just crazy looking, even though this haircut is pretty crazy looking. I will put some pictures in the end, some before and after, because it's really, yeah, I'll probably leave a little bit of video of that, because it's really cute and funny to me. It's not a haircut I've ever gotten, but whatever the owner asks, as long as it's not hurting the dog and it's not so bizarre that its health is compromised. It's just a haircut, so why not? So at the beginning, you can easily tell I have no idea what I'm doing, but just parting the hair, using my left hand to not accidentally cut what I don't want to be cutted. And with my straight shear at an angle, I'm just going at the base of that hair, making sure that I'm not poking the dog or anything. It's just hair that I'm cutting. Yeah, it's kind of funky looking. I know I'm not the best, but in the end, he did look really cute because I kind of got it. Like I said, this is a haircut I've never done. So I kind of wish I had a little more time to do this haircut since I've never really done it before, and it clearly looks like I don't know what I'm doing. But I'm trying my best, and that's all that matters, is you do your best. You can't... I did explain to the owner, hey, you know what, I've never done this cut before. It may look kind of weird and funky, but I'll try it. But I was also not gonna, stand there for like another hour and a half or 2 hours doing this crazy haircut, especially with the health condition that this dog is in. This was just a fun little adventure, I guess, but I wasn't going to make that dog stay on my table or my tub, whatever, for longer than it needed to be. If you're a dog groomer and you're watching this, I'm so sorry for butchering this poor dog with his haircut. But yeah, if you're a dog groomer and you've done this haircut before, let me know. Let me know some tips and tricks, I guess, so that maybe the next time he comes and if they ask for it, I'll try that. Or maybe I'll try it on my own dog. Like I said, I won't try it now because it's winter and I want him to be nice and fluffy and poofy because of the cold. But maybe in the summer, you never know. Isn't Rufus so patient with me though? Like, he's so still, he's so well mannered. He didn't growl or anything. He just sat there and was taking all this abuse. Okay, so this is a little clip of what he looks like so far. You can't, from the top it looks okay-ish, but from the side view it wasn't looking like I wanted it to. It just looked kind of odd and really, badly done. And he was so patient with me. So what I did was I opted to spray a little hairspray on my fingers and just twist the little tips of those bumps, just like that, making a little peak so that they looked more defined. And alright guys, so that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. I want to say thank you again for all of you who have already subscribed to me, and just know that I really appreciate it. Happy grooming and stay safe out there.